Good morning, everybody, and happy Thursday. How's everybody doing out there? If you're here with me in the YouTube chat or in the Discord chat, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us this morning. We have, oh my goodness gracious, I gotta scroll up a lot here. We have Go Fifi, O'Keefe, Julius Fast Scooby, Gary, Viking Trader, Sadek, HD Nixhound. Good morning, Mike, Angry Cube, Amateur Genius, Cyrus, Yacht Flyer, Lucifer, Futures Trade Today, Seth, Luna, Redbird, Sir Noodles, Nick Bain, Driss, Silent NW, Raymond, Stevie, O'Keefe, Scott Bro, Disabled Trader, A Trades, Ferrari, Phil HD, almost got away with it, John, Spastric, Jester, ID, Aero Squad, Tron, Marcello, good morning, David Dips, KG Dana, Vinzen, good morning, Seth Ruffler, Kervin Dula, Angel Reyes, Ransom Baggins, good morning, G-Dub Mix, how we all doing out there? Good morning to Optimus Prime, Lucky Cat Trades, HSTH, Joe, Jose, RJ Aguila, Paul, Sick MC, Nate Probs, good morning, Champagne Oreos, Rhodes Runner, good morning, David Dibbs, Dave Jones, Dan, Optimus Prime, Yorkshire, John, Loxy McNasty, Jackie, Lorna, Elaine, Shooter McGavin, G-Lines, Captain Maz, DC Lifestyle, Charles Lucas, Sunrise Driver, Kirk Sawyer, Jesse James, Jim's S. Good morning. How we all doing out there? Good morning, everybody. Good morning, SW, Astro Nerd, Davey Edge. Good morning, GC Wolf. How's everybody doing out there? It is a glorious day today because we have some fun news to trade. I know Monday and Tuesday were pretty uneventful, but yesterday was a fun day. Yesterday we traded together FOMC here in the Clubhouse, and I ended up doing pretty good on that. I thought some other folks in Clubhouse did really well. We just kind of concluded I'd say about 30 minutes to an hour ago, maybe a little bit longer. I've been up for a while. I've been up for 3 hours now. But they just concluded the London trading session, SW and Kofifi here in Clubhouse, which was fantastic. So if you ever miss that, if you're here in the Discord, if you ever miss that, make sure you tune into the next one. It should be either next Tuesday or next Thursday for that. Speaking of things to tune into, we do have a webinar going on this afternoon at market close. We're going to be continuing our market structure webinar series, which I'm very excited about. So make sure you're tuning in for that as well if you're interested. That's going to be a lot of fun. But let's talk about what we have on the schedule for today. Today is going to be a very exciting day of trade simply because we have some eventful news to be trading and we are in the afterglow period of the FOMC. So we do have, let's see here, starting at 8:30. I took a lot of notes from yesterday, but starting at 8:30 here, we do have the jobless claims coming out, but that's going to be kind of shadowed by the PPI, the Producers Price Index. We do have the PPI final demand for May that is going to be coming out alongside that jobless claim print. I will be talking about the previews that we have coming across the platform here and looking for the potential numbers that we're looking at for both of those figures. But that is something that can certainly move the market. We were in a very interesting thing happening yesterday with CPI coming out right before the FOMC and then the dot plot coming out with the FOMC. I don't know how many of you folks tuned in for Jerome Powell's press conference, but there's actually a couple questions that were laced with basically the same kind of thing that I would have asked if I was in that same position, asking about, we just had the CPI come out and now the dot plot is showing us going from 3 rate cuts to 1. Does the CPI data coming out change that? And he sort of waffled with the answer a bit, but it kind of came out that he said that everybody got that data beforehand and they had a chance to adjust their dot plot. At least this is what I took as my notes, and that it didn't change anything on the dot plot. And it was kind of interesting that they did harp on that it was moving in the right direction, but basically all of the data that has been coming out has not been favorable for cutting rates just yet. So holding higher for longer and going from 3 rate cuts to simply just 1 now. So if we're looking over at the Fed Fund futures, we had that dropping tremendously. We are looking now at the July meetings showing a 91% chance of a hold. And then in September and November is where we start to see kind of roll off, and December is where we finally price in basically 1 cut by then. Only a 6.4% chance that we end the year without a cut right now. So that is very interesting. We did see him it really did feel like a lot of lip service. I'll get into my detailed notes here in just a second, but it did feel like a lot of what was going on was mostly lip service and not I mean, he's been dishonest in these things before, but I think that this took the cake. There was moments where I was laughing out loud at how ridiculous the answers were and how much he would dance around questions or simply just not answer the questions at all and completely just focus on his own words and not even addressing the question. So I thought that was very, very interesting to see him doing that live. And it was probably the most entertaining from, I guess, a cynical standpoint of looking at the press conference. I thought it was pretty entertaining in that sense. Good morning, Fun Tasty John. Good morning, Alfred, Lucky Cat Trades. How you going? How you doing this morning? So my notes on yesterday's trade, both the S&P and the NASDAQ did end up breaking out. They both did hit all-time highs. By the way, if your contracts is rolled, I'll talk about that in a second on how you can actually get the correct contracts showing in TradingView here. But both of the indices got all-time highs, and I think that was triggered by the CPI. If we didn't have that CPI print that came in as low as it did, even if it came in line, I don't think we would have seen that. We would have made potentially new all-time highs, but not the way that I think that we saw yesterday, where it was just a massive rally to the top side. So the CPI data was increased at the slowest pace in the last 3 years, since 2021. It was an indicator of reducing the inflationary pressures that we've seen lately, which is definitely welcome. There was softness in a couple specific categories that I wanted to highlight. There was a decline in airfare and auto insurance. Both of those were trending down, but those categories don't significantly impact the PCE, which of course we found out in the last couple weeks that PCE read is the most important read for the Fed right now. And so not having those impact the PCE read might be a little troublesome, but that was the biggest reduction in those specific categories. We did see shelter costs being very, very sticky in the CPI report, and critical components such as housing alone remained high. And they do have a significant weight in the inflation calculation. And that's why we saw Jerome Powell talking about that quite often during his press conference yesterday. He was talking about how important it is that we see housing come down. And one of the answers where I literally laughed out loud, and it was just the most hilarious answer, where somebody asked a very serious question about the housing market, that, you know, it's a very precarious thing because if you drop rates, right? So I mean, let me try to get this all out. I had so many thoughts swirling around my head, but basically that we have housing prices where they are. They're super inflated. He's saying that housing prices should come down, and then when they come down, we'll drop rates. But then if you drop rates, housing prices should tick up because more people will be borrowing at lower rates. And then, I mean, it's this crazy loop that we're in right now where it's like, it's a very fragile thing, and it's almost like you need housing to crash and rates to remain high so that people will have so much pain from that and then lose money from their investments in their housing to then bring everything back to baseline. But that's a tremendously awful thing to be happening, and that's kind of like the only solution that I can kind of think of there, which is like, you know, nothing of what he's going to say out loud, but it also begs the question is the Fed expecting a future housing crisis and a huge crash in housing prices? Will they continue to hold rates and kind of tease that we're going to lower rates? Because housing prices aren't going to go down if rates go down. You know, I think that housing prices will go back up. So, you know, and it's already there. You know, housing prices are already there. So if we kind of shake people out of their homes, I mean, it's all terrible. It's just all terrible. But it was just interesting to see him dancing around that question there. Unemployment will cause housing to drop, don't you think? Yeah, but again, you know, if there's more supply that floods the market, obviously, then because there's not a lot of supply flooding the market right now because of mortgage rates are so tremendously high and unaffordable for most people. If we did see rates dropping, then the supply would increase, but then it's a very tricky thing. I'd like to look into the exact numbers of it, but essentially it's very much in a precarious scenario right now where I don't see a really good answer without some tremendous pain caused to a large group of people in this sense. So yeah, that's what I noted on the shelter cost. Supercore index fell month over month. The Supercore index, obviously, it excludes the food, the energy, the shelter, and it focuses basically on services there. More reps, how to deal with imposter syndrome. I managed to take some payouts and was going fine, but now huge decrease in my performance. Every move is wrong for me. Take a break or trade in a combine or a practice account. Don't continue trading in funded accounts. I took a huge loss on, was it this Tuesday or the prior Tuesday? I don't even remember now. I took a $15,000 loss live on Top Step TV in real money accounts, my XFA accounts. And ever since then, I don't think I've traded them single time. Yeah, I haven't traded them since I took that massive loss on Top Step TV Live. So even somebody like me who has been trading for as long as I have, so this last week, it seems like it was on Tuesday. Time is just like, my time dilation is completely off. But yeah, I took a massive loss. $15,000 was real money in my XFAs after building them up. I was on a run of like up $20,000. So I gave back 75% of my run, which is ridiculous. Not great risk management. Terrible by me. I've journaled it to ad infinitum here to the end of the earth. I've been going on and on in my journal about it. But, I took a break from trading my XFAs. I haven't traded my XFAs since, and I still don't plan to until I feel locked in the pocket. Now, I had a really tremendous day in CPI yesterday. I made, in combines, I made just over $20,000, but I don't feel that I want to jump into my XFAs still. I'm thinking like Monday of next week is probably where I'm going to be opening that up. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because you asked the question, if you're having imposter syndrome or if you're feeling out of the pocket, pump the brakes. There's nothing especially when you're on Top Step, it's a one lifetime fee for the XFA accounts. There's no rush to be trading these things, and you should take it at your own pace. The market isn't going anywhere. That's the whole thing. The market isn't going anywhere. It's never going to go anywhere. It's always going to be here. We're always going to be able to trade it. And if that's the case, then you should be waiting until you're in a pocket where you're feeling confident about your trades. You can build confidence by either lowering your size, trading on, if you're trading on the minis, maybe trading on the micros. If you're trading like 10 minis at a time, which is outrageous, maybe you're trading 1 to 2 minis instead. But go from the minis to the micros. If that's still not kind of feeling in the pocket there, then just go into a combine. And if that's still not feeling in the pocket, go into a practice account. And if practice accounts aren't your MO, then go to a sim account. But scale it back. That's all you need to do. Like for me, for scaling back, I'm not trading my XFAs. I'm trading in combines. I want to prove to myself that I can, have some combines going and just do well on those. That's my MO right now. And that's where I feel comfortable. I will tell you this. I have had a lower stress level ever since I made that commitment. Losing that money was not fun, but the afterglow of losing that money allowed me to realize how stressed out I was trading that. And especially in front of a live audience, there's 6,000 people watching on Top Step TV. It's not fun. It's not easy. It's very, very difficult. But, I can provide excuses or I can give a plan of action. My plan of action, of course, is to tailor it back. And in this case, I'm trading on combine. So I would say take a break. So continuing on here, the Fed's response here, the data was positively, it was received by the Fed in a positive manner. I'm seeing NQ go up here, by the way. Wow. We are catching a bid. This is no news that is causing this right now. This is just bidding up on pure mountain air right now. So we are bidding up from 615 to 640 right now. Nice little 25 handle boot, scoot, and boogie to the top side there. The CPI data was received positively by the Fed, and Chair Powell mentioned that it was very positive data, and they liked that the data was actually turning now. So that was a good thing. The dot plot adjustment said that they were, like I said at the top of the call, cutting rates instead of 3 times this year in the prior dot plot, showing 1 cut. And that was pretty unanimous on that decision there. And it's definitely a very cautious approach in how the Fed is adjusting their policy. In the press conference, Jerome Powell said basically the same things he always is saying, talking about being dependent on the data. Emphasizing his reliance on the incoming economic data that he always says, we're data dependent. We're data dependent. He says at every single Fed meeting lately. He remains flexible, and the Fed is flexible and ready to adjust based on the data trends. And again, harping on the CPI print, he did say that was a positive print for them. And then they are still committing to their inflation target of 2%. We haven't seen that slip yet, but that is one of those things where it's kind of a sliding scale where I could see that slipping. Give me a moment here, 1 second. My allergies are just going nuts this morning. I could barely breathe. Anyway, so yeah, they haven't moved that inflation target. 2% is the inflation target. And that's one of the things that if they wanted to flub the numbers again in a way, I could see them changing that inflation target around. And they are looking for more confidence in the incoming data to see that inflation is trending lower. So what was interesting on the CPI release was that we saw both bonds and stocks surging. One of the things that I noted was that the yield curve was lower, trending lower, especially on the end of the curve. The 10 years were trending much lower pre-print of the CPI, and that's what kind of gave me a clue that it might be a long, and that's why I did take a long after I saw the reaction on that print, that initial reaction there. So Yeah, a lot of stuff happened yesterday. It was a big old surge there on that CPI release, but we did see gains being paired a little bit on the press conference from Jerome Powell, and there was definitely, I think that most analysts were saying that the conference was hawkish and not dovish, and I could agree with that there. I think that it was ambiguously hawkish. That would be how I'd rate the FOMC press conference there. And it did give the market some mixed reactions. You saw that we rallied pretty much on the whole conference. The conference concluded, and then we dove to the downside in both the S&P and the NASDAQ. However, we have recovered most of those pullbacks, and we have actually rallied a touch higher now. So we are trading a little bit higher. Now, looking over at TradingView here, you can see here I am on the June contracts. Now, here's the thing. If you're on the NQ and you just go to NQ like this, you are going to be seeing this up higher here. This is 19,902. These are the September contracts. Now, we will eventually be trading the September contracts. You're welcome to trade the September contracts. I am not going to tell you what to do, but here's the reason why I don't suggest trading the September contracts just yet. I'm going to pull up the CME site and show you here that these contracts are still not heavily volumized and they are not catching a lot of volume yet. So let's go back here to the screen and you can see here, right here, we have 21,000 contracts of open interest in the September contracts right now. In the June contracts, you can see that we still have 238,000 of open interest. Next week, that should dramatically change. We should see possibly at the end of this week. Tomorrow is Friday. It's the last trading day of the week. We should likely see more people coming out of those June contracts and rolling into the September contracts. Now, we will just be watching the open interest for that. I'm going to copy and paste this link so you folks have it. But the cheat code is when do you roll contracts? Very, very simple. Well, you wait until this number is greater than this number. There will be a precarious day coming up where we probably have 100,000 contracts here and about 100,000 contracts here. That's going to be the worst day of trade because you have split liquidity. It's one of the hardest sessions to trade. So I say if you want to have a day off, probably do that. We do also have Juneteenth next week on Wednesday, which all markets will be closed for. It is now a federal holiday. So make sure that you are prepared for that. Next week is going to be a weird week. It's roll week. We have a holiday literally in the middle day of the week. So there's only going to be 4 days of trade, 2 in the beginning, 2 in the end, holiday smack dab in the middle. So if you're going to take a week off this summer, I would recommend this is probably the week that you want to take off. I don't think we have another market holiday until July 4th. Let me just confirm here. I think it's July 4th is the next holiday. Yep, July 4th on a Thursday. So, and then after that, we have Labor Day on a Monday, September 2nd. So that's going to be a good thing because that will give us a nice 3-day weekend and we can all kind of enjoy that time away from the screens. But keep an eye on that open interest. That is what's important. When this number is greater than this number, that is when it's safe to roll. Now, back to TradingView here. If you want to see what do you do to get on the correct contract, unless you want to be trading on the September contracts, which again, it's your world. We're just living in it. All we can do is just suggest some good things for you here. And I'd say, hey, continue trading on those Junes. All you do is type in NQ. You hit this little arrow button here next to NQ, and then you can select which contract you'd like. In this case, we're going to go to the June contracts, and that's the one I've marked up already this morning. So that's how you find the correct contract in TradingView. If you have any questions, please let me know. We are going to be continuing to trade these June contracts together. So what I'd be looking for here is a continued push up and potentially breaking out to new all-time highs here above 673. What is the high here on this? 671 3/4. Let me adjust this actually. There you go. So yeah, I will be looking for this market to print new all-time highs potentially on this print. If we don't have that happening, there's 2 areas of breakdown that I'd be looking for here. I'm going to adjust that to the top of that wick. There we go. So if we don't have this breaking out to new all-time highs on the PPI and jobless claims print, I would expect that we will potentially find some resistance here and maybe bring it down a little bit lower. There's a lot of volume that was contracted right here in this zone, so I would expect that this is where the market wants to comfortably trade. We don't have a lot of liquidity that's resting up here. In fact, if we're looking at the order book right now, there is all the way up to 20,000, only 1,700 contracts showing in the book, which again, that doesn't include iceberg orders. And obviously as the price action reaches higher, there is a good chance that we would see people stuffing liquidity as we are rising there, people wanting to cover their longs or people thinking that we should short the market up there. So just keep that in mind. We do have the print coming out in 10 minutes or less. See if we have any analysts giving their final say here for the PPI. For the final demand month over month, we are looking at a 0.1%. That is drastically lower than the prior read, which was 0.5%. The coolest read that we could see would be 0.0% in my opinion. And if we did get any higher than 0.1%, I think the market could find some fade in it. Year over year, we're looking for an uptick in that. 2.5% is the estimate. The prior read for the year over year was 2.2%, and that's for our PPI. As far as jobless claims go, we are looking at a 225,000 estimate. The prior read was 229,000, so we're looking to undershoot that. So if jobless claims came in hotter, that would mean that the labor market could be in a little bit of trouble, which is actually good news for the Fed, because we go over this every single time on the stream here. If more people are out of work, then less money is in the economy because less people are getting paid for their jobs. And so less money that's in the economy, less credits in the economy, inflation should drop lower because prices should trend lower because demand will diminish as people do not have money to spend. So let's look for the jobless claims to come in hotter than 225,000, and let's look for the PPI number to come in lower than 0.1% or in line with 0.1%, because if that was the cocktail that were served this morning, the market should rip to the top side. Now, conversely, on the other side of that coin, if we do come in with jobless claims lower than 225,000, let's say we get a 220K print or lower, and let's say that the PPI comes in at 0.2, 0.3%, the market should roll over quite a bit, because remember, Jerome Powell said it himself, and we are in the FOMC Fed cycle right now. He did say quite clearly himself that they are data dependent on their decision, and the only thing that will affect what the market has priced in, which is one rate cut this year, would be data suggesting that we cut rates sooner than later. So let's see if the data coming out this morning suggests that here. Folks, if you're enjoying the stream so far, please do me a favor. Drop a like on the video. We are trying to get up to 500 likes here so we can run a poll. We're about halfway home. We have about 250 likes on the video right now. Just click that lucky like button. We'll get a poll going before that data comes out in about 7.5 minutes here. And also, if you're not subscribed to the stream yet, I don't know what you're doing with yourself. You ought to subscribe as soon as possible. It's free to subscribe to the stream. You can have the notifications bell turned on as well, so you get notified anytime that we do go live here. You won't miss a stream. We go live every single Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern time right here on YouTube. Let me ask, is anybody in a trade right now, here and now as we speak? Is anybody trading on the September contracts, either in the S&Ps or in the NASDAQ and the Russell and the Dow? Hey, good morning to you, Coach Jay. Give it up for Coach Jay. Excellent stream last night there on Slow Markets, Coach Jay. So good to see you there. Good stuff. GameStop. Let's see. Is GameStop still moving and shaking around here? Let's have a gander at GameStop. Now, remember, on GameStop, we want to be trading the June contracts. I'm kidding. But yeah, GameStop is just kind of waffling around here. Interesting that it did have such a harsh sell-off. I would think that with how well Ryan Cohen managed Chewy, that I think that longer-term investors would be looking at potentially aping into this thing and not leaving it alone. A lot of folks were talking about that Roaring Kitty could have potentially moved out of his contracts, but yeah, it's all just a bunch of hullabaloo right now. I think that it's going to be interesting to see what happens next week with GME. Question for those using TopStep ExxonMobil. I was trying it out last night for the first time, but couldn't move my orders up or down since they were placed. Tried dragging them on the dome and chart. If anybody can help out Thomas, I think you have to double tap on it and then you drag it. So double tap on it and drag. I think that's how you do it. I'm not quite sure. Cooked my combines on the toilet. I love the mobile trading, but it makes it too convenient. It can get dangerous. One tap? Okay, one tap. No, I'm sorry. I don't know. I've never used the mobile platform yet. I will definitely be using it, but is it double tap or one tap? I don't know. Jeez, I'm hearing double tap, then yeah. Just took off 50% of a long ES. Nice work there, Millennial Trading Dad. Very good. I tried and had inconsistency with it. Sometimes it was working, sometimes it was not. Great thing about TopStep X, either on the desktop platform or on the mobile platform, is it's something that will have continual improvement. It's built by traders for traders, and we all get to suggest all of the features that are coming to it. So it's a very exciting time to be a trader in the prop firm space. I do think it's quite the advantage. I wasn't able to do this when I first started trading. I could call up TD Ameritrade and say, hey, I want you to do this with your platform because I want it and I want it now. They would kind of say no. That's funny. Mobile is a bit of a pain with trying to move, take profit and stop loss. We'll be sending a suggestion to fix that soon. There you go. Ribs, do we need to pay for depth of market if we pay for a top step combine? You don't need to, but you can if you want full depth. Otherwise, you're only going to get one level of data. Myself, I don't pay for it because I got all of my market data through Rhythmic and Bookmap here. So that's where I'm reading all of the dome and everything, but everybody's different. If you want to have the dome conveniently on TopStep X or on whatever platform that you're using, I recommend paying for that market data fee, which is, I believe is $39 a month, if I'm not mistaken there. Why is TV and TopStep X showing different prices on NQ? We talked about this at the top of the call, Oren. You want to roll into the correct contract. You see, if I type in NQ here, it's going to bring up the September contracts. You can see we're trading 19,900. Easy way to fix that. Type in NQ, click the arrow next to it, and go to June. And that is the correct contract to be trading right now. Hopefully that helps out, Oren, and anybody else who didn't catch that part of the stream about 10 minutes ago there. Yeah, so we are waiting for this print here. 3.5 minutes out. I don't have any trades on yet. You can see right here, I haven't taken any trades. Do the thing. Hello, do the thing. Where's the thing? Why is it not showing? There we go. Oh, you know what? I'm in the wrong. That's why it is. Okay. Anyway, no trades yet. My Stream Deck buttons aren't working. I'm in the scene that we used yesterday, which was for the FOMC stream. I still have that stream up there. But yeah. Any time frame from Ninja Stream Deck, more specific than soon. Waiting on Cargo Cult right now. He's been very, very busy, and we're just waiting on him for the release candidate right now. If it's up to me, I'd be releasing it today. It's a fantastic piece of kit. So we're just waiting on Cargo Cult right now because he is the architect of it, and he has the final say on it. So, yep. Hey, good morning, Nick for a tick. What's up, buddy? How you doing in there? How'd you do yesterday? Yesterday was a very interesting day of trade. Some good opportunities on the long side, on the short side there. The July contracts active. There's no July contracts in futures, but there are July contracts in other futures, which are definitely trading right now. In fact, if you're trading, I think gold is in the July contract. Let me see here which ones. Gold's in August. Crude is still in the July contract right now, but in the indices, they only rotate 4 times a year. It's HMUZ. Easy way to remember it is HMUZ. I don't know why it's always easy to remember that, but HMUZ, those are the monthly codes for that. HMUZ. Right now, we're still trading the M contracts, which are the Junes. We will rotate into the U contracts, which are going to be the September contracts. And then the Zs, which are the Decembers there. There you go. Good morning, Big Sky. Good morning. How you doing? Good morning, Ken. On the mobile app, it's a single tap to move. Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate that there. Everyone watching this educational live stream, please hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you, Trader Joe. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. Great in my live. My XFAs were another story. Mentally tough day. I'm not a great all-time high trader. We all have things to work on, minus to ignore when we're trading on a longer time frame. Very good. Nice self-reflection there. Yeah, I didn't trade in anything funded yesterday. I only traded in combines, and I had some decent trades. So, yeah, still don't have the wherewithal to be trading in XFAs yet. It's certainly not in my live account. I need to build the balance in that thing. Which bookmap plan is commonly good? We'll wait for your answer. Here's a link for it, but I think that you should trade on, or you should get the global. You don't need global plus, but you do need global to see futures. Just get the global, and then I suggest Rhythmic as data. You can also use DXFeed, and also Bookmap has their own version of data, but Rhythmic offers a 15-day trial there. Made 2K and gave it all back after FOMC. I'm sorry to see that. Buy shorts. I'm sorry to see that. But definitely journal it. All right, 45 seconds here, folks. Let's see if we can get a nice trade on this. Remember, we're looking for 0.1% and 250,000. That's what we're looking at for. Good luck, everybody. Hopefully you have a successful trading day today. I don't know why my platform always does this. There we go. Sweet. Here we go. 10 seconds, everybody. Reaction to the downside, then immediately back up. Looking to break all-time highs, potentially. Oh, wow. PPI is very good. Minus 0.2. Very good PPI read. Wow. Huge. 0.3 lower than expected. Absolutely a banger on that one. Watching for these 80s to trade out. So we did make new all-time highs on that. Jobless claims, big jump too. So nice congruent print on that. Can we hold above these 70s here is the question. Claims are the highest since August of last year. So that is a congruent print. That's exactly what I'd be looking for to take this long. I'm surprised that we're actually pulling back here. Bond yields are lower now too. Okay, adding into that, looking for this to clear out these 70s now. We should be trending upwards on this print. Adding right here. Looking for these 70s to blow out here. Big capper pre-70s, not what I want to see. There we go. See if we can get this follow through now. Very nice. Covering a little bit more, move my stop to break even, just because it's a little bit waffly right here. I do like that print, like I said. So it gave us a nice dip opportunity to add to there, which was great. See if we can get this. Yeah, that's why I did cover a little bit there, but I still think that this should rally on this. We just might not have the liquidity yet. We might have to pull back and get more liquidity, but let's see. Pushing up again, offering another dip opportunity there. Very low liquidity, but a very, very great print for the market and for the Fed cycle that we're in right now. Very, very good print for us if we're long. Watching here at these 80s now. 80s should start to trend up. Should take out that liquidity at the 80s here. There it is. 80 pull. Beautiful. And looking for 85s to trade out. There's your 85 pull. Watching here. Gonna move my stop 50% of the bar now. Seeing if we can actually trade above into these 95s where there's a lot of resting liquidity. Some sellers coming in. I'm actually gonna move my stop a little bit higher. Capture as much alpha as I can on this print. I'm at 75 evens. I think we'll get tagged out here. Still some very strong buyers coming in, but it's very low on the liquidity side. Would love to see an 85 blowout and that trajectory straight to 90 now. Looking for this, yep, and tagged out there. So that will take us out of that trade. We were sitting at $0 there. We did take that trade and catch that move. That's going to put us up on the day. $3,400 there. Did anybody else catch that move there to the top side? Didn't go into that with hungry eyes. Nice. Scott Bro up $700. Angus is up too. Managed to buy the top. Sweet trade. Yes, yes, yes. Still in long. Very nice. Very good job, everybody. I still think that this is going to carry the market up. We might just have an infinite bid day today based on that data. These are tremendous numbers for the Fed here. As I said, took a quick scalp, quick 400 on the live, single lot. Nice work there, Nick for a tick. Yeah, I do believe that this is going to carry quite far today. I do believe that. I've been wrong on that call many times before. That's why I wanted to pay myself there. But the data is extremely strong for what the Fed said yesterday. So very, very strong there. Hey, Rips, do we roll futures this week? You can if you want. I do not recommend it. We talked about it at the top of the call. I just revisit it one more time here since there's a lot of folks that came in late. But simple as this. You just check the volume right here on the CME's website, and we look at the open interest right over here. And you can see right here, You can see right here, the open interest in the September contracts is 21,000. The open interest in the June contracts is seated at 238,000. So as soon as this number increases larger than this number, that is your cheat code when to roll. Now, you're welcome to do it whenever you want, but this is how I manage when I'm rolling contracts. I want to go into the one that has the most liquidity there. Yep, September contracts are almost at 20,000. They probably will be deep into 20,000 by the time we roll next week. I'm guessing Thursday. We are pushing up again here. Again, I still like this long. I think we do rally here. I was looking for a deeper pullback that I could potentially buy into. I want to see a certain trajectory in the price action, a violent move to the downside that I can just scoop up here. But we'll see. NQ is only 50 points away. Yep, that's correct. That is correct. But again, a very, very strong print for the Fed there. Extremely strong print. You know, that's about as good as you can get. It's not going to get much better than that. Okay, so this is a nice little roll off here. Let's see if we can buy into any of this roll off. We are pulling back below yesterday's high of day. I'm sorry, Globex's high of day. I'm sorry. The Globex high, we are pulling back just underneath that now. So watching here for a potential scoop. Watching here. Not a whole ton of liquidity, but I'm going to try a quick little scalp here to the top side. Holding above 70s would be ideal for me, what I'm looking for. I need to see this more here and now than anything. So bearing into these 60s here. Watching here, adding right there. Wow, that stopped me right out. My goodness. I was trying to buy that dip into those 60s and that didn't quite work. Let me see if we can pick up a different dip here. See if we can pick up right underneath these 50s. Wow, that was a big rollover there. So I'm watching here. Right there at 650, adding right here. Seeing if we can pick this back up. Looking for this to rise above these 50s now. Okay, so there's that buyer that I'm looking for back on the tape here. There we go. Let's see if they can, wow, aggressive sellers meeting those buyers. It's interesting how incongruent that is. Very, very interesting. I'm watching again here at these 50s. Seeing if anybody's going to pick up these 50s here without a sell-off. Watching for this dip. Is anybody going to take these 50s? That's the question. Okay, adding right there. Looking for this now, perk into those 60s for me. As long as we hold above 50s, I'm still strong in this into a rip into these 60s now. Right now, 55 has an order seated there. See if we're going to swipe at that. Adding once more right that tuck below 50s. So I'm trying to buy this up here. Oh, wow. Still selling like crazy here. All right, I'm going to pull out of that. Still selling like crazy down there. My goodness. They are really giving it back here. Wow. Crazy, crazy, crazy that they're still selling it that heavy. So that was a massive pullback there. Completely wrong read on my part. So let's see if we can find any kind of presence of bids here to the downside. I was totally fooled by that. All right, let's see here at these 40s. Yeah, I'm a little bit shocked too. I mean, I'm trading it. I'm definitely shocked. I mean, that's as favorable as you're going to get. So I guess we're probably going to pull back a little bit more until we go higher. But yeah, totally wrong read on my part there. So I'm watching here at 640 now. Yeah, I did not expect that deep of a pullback. I thought we would have got a little bit of a pop there above those fives into that, back into that 60 there. So really rough pullback. Still waiting for this to simmer down and then see if we can get that rally back up to the north side here. Watching. Wow, still just selling like crazy. Okay, so there's a big exchange rate right there. That's usually where, okay, I'm going to add in right here. That's usually on an exchange like that. That should be kind of where the bottom is. Watching here and now into these 40s. Usually that's a signature on the tape where we'd see an exchange like that, where that would usually signify that that is a bottoming pattern there. So watching here at these 40s now. Big volume shelf at the tippy top of these 40s. So if we clear out of that, that's where I'd be looking for this extension to the north side. So watching here up at 40, we have this exchange. Okay, adding right here. Okay, we should start to squeeze here. Watching. This push up to 50 now. Wow. Interesting how heavy it was above those 45s there. So still watching right above these 40s. Not looking good here. Yeah, stopped out. Not looking good. That's a shame. Well, I tried for it. Just didn't work out. So I think I gave back the majority of my gains from yesterday. Let's see here. This is where I'm sitting right now on these accounts. So that's, yeah, I made 20 yesterday, and then, so we're down 18 this morning. That's the power of copying 6 accounts, mind you. So take a little breather here. There you go. Always want to be transparent here about the trades that we're taking. Had a really good read going into it, but yeah, I thought for sure too when we had this liquidity exchange, this is what I saw on Bookmap here. I thought for sure that, you know, we were going to have, I mean, that was where I got in long. I just thought that we were going to carry from here. I mean, you could see where we just kind of gave out on those bids, rocketed back up, and then that's, you know, that's little dip there is what took me out there. So yeah, unfortunate. I wouldn't say out of the pocket, but you know, sizing in, I guess maybe a little bit too aggressively there. So yeah, definitely get a shot clock myself now. I mean, these accounts have all hit maximum loss limit here as far as what I can see. So the balances on these accounts now are at, I'll share those with you over here. So we're at 148, 151, 153, 154. Yeah, this is why, again, a day after FOMC where I had a really nice day, you know, something like that, that's where I want to be pumping the brakes and trading in combines. And this is why, you know, I was asked the question before I even came on stream today, would I be trading the XFAs? Yeah, that's why I wouldn't. So rather be trading in combines like that. So yeah, but I will always keep it real with you folks. Always keep it transparent there. Always trade live and, you know, show you all the executions as they happen. But that's how the cookie crumbles from time to time. You're just going to have to roll with it. Yeah. So again, it's, you know, we ran into this problem when we were, sorry, let me put my P&L up here. We ran into this problem it was like 3 weeks ago where the news had a very specific print And I was completely blinded by that bias. And that's kind of what happened to me here and now today. So I was completely blinded by the fact that that was an extremely advantageous print for the news. And it just went completely sell side. So, and I was looking for every single time that we buried it in it, we found big bids. That's where I was looking to long, and that's what I got my head torn off for. So is that a collage of Celsius cans? It might be. Hey, good morning there, Nick Dolby. Good to see you. Good morning, Vera Normal. How you folks doing out there? I mean, I'm not doing well. I'm down 18 G's right now. Rollover messes everything up. I mean, that was such a good print, though. That was such a good print for the market. You know, that was such a good print. It's crazy. Yeah, 15K loss on Top Step TV last week. Let's do some revenge trading. Now I'm going to take a little breather here. That's crazy. I can't believe I got completely blown out so hard there. I was shocked on every single pullback without any kind of larger bounce there. So yeah. And there we go. Even lower. Wow. Happen to not be in a trade right now, I'd probably still be trying to long this thing. That's wild. Maybe bad news is bad news again. I mean, Jerome Powell said it himself. They're looking for these exact prints. It's crazy. You know, I'm of the opinion that 80% of the time news is just the excuse to move the markets. I agree with you 100%. But, you know, it's weird seeing that signature in the tape. Like, here it is again, by the way. If I was going to trade this, I would be long again, and I'd be stubborn to do so. And probably this is why I'm not trading still. But yeah, I mean, I'm just not reading this properly. But I'm not going to hide this from you. I'm not going to shy away from this. I'll be completely transparent about I have days where I'm completely wrong. I'm trading 6 accounts. If I'm going to lose on all 6 of those accounts, I'm not going to hide those from you. I refuse to do that. There's other people out there that will stream and they'll hide this from you. They will never show you this live. They'll never be transparent about this. I will gladly show this to you live in the moment. And we could have locked it up, you know, being up $3,500, but I saw an opportunity for us to take the market higher, and unfortunately I was wrong. The wind flows the flame that can warm you, but when it gusts, the same flame will burn you. I like that, Michael. What would make you sell? You know, if we did break down below the 590s, I think there's a lot of liquidity. There's a huge liquidity gap below that. I'm just more shocked that we didn't on a print like that. You know, what's funny is probably the market's going to open now. You know, it's about an hour from opening. And I think that the market's probably going to rally still. I really do. I'm just, I can't believe how poorly I readed that order flow. That was just tremendously awful. Every single time that I saw that dipping, it looked like we were firming up bids. Just looking back at my executions here. Let's go and see here. Yeah, this was a horrible candle for me. That tore my face off, and then this one. So basically, both of the largest flush candles on the 30-second chart, those are the ones that buried me there. It's crazy. Am I going to be on Top Step TV today? Not until Tuesday. So I'm on next Tuesday. Feel fortunate this morning. I've made up most of yesterday's losses. I totally misread yesterday's move. Your transparency appreciated. Thanks, Seth. Appreciate you. All roads lead to VWAP. I mean, that's where we are here and now, right? That's exactly where we are here and now. I'm only in combines right now. Here, I guess I can leave this up on my screen here. There. This is what I have. Combines. So just trading on combines here. It's a shame because these 3 were so close to passing. I mean, I think I was like $800 away from passing on those. It's a shame, but you know, it is what it is. It's trading, folks. It's all fixed and makes us lose. Got to think like they do. I agree with you from time to time, but you know, not a lot of traders are really paying attention to the news. It's happened though. This has been something where I journaled this about 3 weeks ago, and we talked about it's very, very important to be not so headstrong in the news, but I keep thinking that when they're fading it like that, I'm looking for bounce. I was patient in my re-entries there, but I kept on looking for bounces over and over and over because I'm thinking that they're pulling back. I even said when we were kind of making new highs there on that first initial long that I did well on, I kept on saying, you know, I'm thinking that they're looking to draw a little bit of liquidity lower so that we can make new all-time highs. We did make new all-time highs, but I didn't think that was kind of an area that we were sweeping liquidity for just to find shorts. So yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely out of the pocket today. We will say that, but hopefully me talking through the follies that I had today, me talking through this, hopefully that's helpful to some of you folks out there. And I feel that there is some value, even when I have a bad losing day like today. I think there is some value to be found in something like that, because not every day is going to be a winning day. I have losing days often. And if I don't share those with you, then I'd be, wow, we are coming down lower. My goodness, I do not have a read on this market. I feel like I'd be hiding something from you. I never want to do that. I always want to know that we have a relationship with one another here in the Clubhouse and the YouTube. I always want to know that, that what you see is what you get, that I don't take trades off to the side and then only show you when they're in profit, like pretty much all these other streamers are doing. There's some decent streamers out there, but for the most part, these wazzy-woo garage sale traders, they are just kind of showing you only when the trades are in the profit. So just be aware of that, and just understand that if you have somebody that's having 100% winning days, they're probably lying to you, which is usually how that goes. Did anybody trade any other asset classes out there? Did anybody trade any silver, platinum, gold, oil? Anybody out there? Yeah, I made money in my private account off stream. Don't worry about that. There's very rare times where I come on stream where I already have a profit, but for the most part, I'm just trading it live here in front of you. Got smoked on gold, made it a little bit long there. Yeah, here, Michael, I'll drop the link for you right here. There you go. Just did crack a Celsius, but yeah, I'm going to take a little breather here. I could trade some of these 50K accounts. I have a bunch of 50K accounts that I could be trading, but I want to be very, very patient in trading these. I don't want to rush into anything right now. So let's see here. On the 15-minute, this is kind of the bands of liquidity that we're watching here. We are creating a little bit of a volume shelf in betwixt those two things, but wow, that 15-minute bar really just ripped me up. That's insane. That's just too bad. Traded MES up 475. Too scared to trade on NQ for news releases. Hey, there it might not be fear. It might be just that you have a really good strategy there. I would love to see day trading with us on the 50K. The thing is like I'd love to be trading micros on them, and they still haven't done the micro adjustment on NinjaTrader. I do have some Top Step X 50K accounts as well. I bought some during the $4.50 deal just so I could have some accounts to trade. By golly, why couldn't this be the dip that we scalped? What a shame. Losing day for me, 2 rips, then run up, hit my daily loss limit, so don't feel too bad. It wasn't fast enough to get out. That's why I use hotkeys, but hotkeys doesn't mean that you're going to win every time. I mean, hotkeys can happen like that, where even if you have the right idea, you have terrible execution and just I had a bad trading idea the entire time. I was blinded by my bias yet again, again, that's the highest jobless claims that we've seen since August of 2023. Now, if you think about that, more people that are out of work, that's exactly what the Fed is looking for. They are specifically saying we're looking for the jobs market to be cooling right now. That is the signification that the jobs market is cooling. PPI final demand came in at negative 0.2%. I said a really good print would be 0.0. We came at negative 0.2. That's a tremendously strong read. That's the first negative print month over month since December of 2023. So again, these are numbers where if you didn't even show me a chart and you just told me the news and you asked me short or long on this data, long every day of the week. I guess the only thing that I could have done better would be the fact that I could have reacted on that. Problem is this, I'm doing kind of like a live journaling session here, but problem is this. So this was the candle, and this is why bracket orders are probably not a good idea to do on newsprints. But when I saw it fading down, I still didn't hear the number, and I didn't see the number report on BT yet. And then the moment I saw it was the moment that we whipped up. So everybody kind of got it at the same time. And that's where I pressed buy, but I got filled up here on my initial contracts. I had that beautiful dip, and that's where we took it up a little bit higher. I'm trying to think what I could have seen in this to actually get me to reverse to a short. With the data being as strong as it was, I find it almost impossible for me, my trading style, how I interpret news, and how much weight I use on the newsprint to actually guide my trades. So yeah, just keeping it real with you. I don't know what else I could have done differently, how I would have interpreted the news. So I think I just take this one on the chin and just call it another day in the books, right? Doesn't Hogue say if a new all-time high is made during overnight, it typically gets sold off or something like that? I mean, you can back test that, of course. It's a rarity to be at all-time highs. It happens, of course. The markets continually go up higher and higher, but it's a rare occasion, so it would be worth going to back test that there. Trading 8 for the week. Any day you lose, I get discouraged. Don't be discouraged. I'm just a dude on YouTube trying to do his thing. That's it. The only thing I saw that said flip short was not hitting 19,700. That being said, I was still long in a combine. Yeah, I mean, good golly, it was just, what a tremendously bad read by me. I'm just thinking, I'm talking through what could I have possibly done better to find a short. And I'm just going through the motions in my head. Is there anything I could have done to find a short? Because you have to understand, when I'm looking at that print, it's a favorable print. I'm looking at it from the long side. The way that I'm interpreting that data, everything against me is saying that if we're actually selling this down, all I'm looking at there is the fact that this is a draw for liquidity lower, and I'm looking for some bids to firm. The problem is that I'll bring it over to Bookmap here just so you can see what I'm talking about. The problem is every single time that we found those firm bids, we had a huge flush afterwards. So here was an area where we found very firm bids stepping up, and I think I caught it long there and then immediately flushing down. And you can see there's no liquidity being bid there on that flush. Same thing happened. This was my final trade right here. I took it from here all the way up here. I was up. I think I was almost back into the green, and I thought that we were going to trade 60s again. I thought at least I was looking to crest here. I wanted to peel off half the position right up here. And then that's what pulled me off right there, because I added into that position looking for that final perk. That would have been another, I was looking for 10 more handles. And if I'm adding, I think it added 3 contracts. So I'm looking for another $600 on that position. So again, trying to do the calculation on the fly, and adding up here is risky because, I mean, look, they literally pulled the rug on it right there. And that's where I got stopped out. And then, yeah, so there you go. But again, looking at the patterns, looking at the news, looking at everything in the way that I traded, the way that I trade that, I think that more times than not, I would say that this is going to be the exception to the rule, where it's like, this is the 20% where I trade that same type of pattern and you lose. And this is why we put on probabilities. We're not putting on a guarantee. We're putting on risk. We're not putting on a guarantee. If you're having an 80% hit rate with your strategy, there's going to be 20 times out of 100 that you trade that strategy that it just doesn't work. And I think that that is what I'm encountering today. I'm not saying this is an 80% win rate strategy. I am saying that this is the time where, you know, in a law of large numbers, you will have, even if this strategy consistently works, you will have days like today where my strategy at least did not work out for me. So does it mean that I abandoned my strategy? Not at all. It just means that you roll with the punches and you move on to the next day. And I think if anything, like I said, I'll probably be trading in some 50K accounts for the rest of the day, because I've hit max loss limit on all of my 150Ks. And I don't know how I ended up with 6 of them. I ended up with 6 of them somehow. I think I got a free reset on one of them or something like that. I don't know. But I have 6 150Ks, and I have, oh my goodness, I have a whole mess of 50Ks. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16 accounts. Oh my goodness. I could trade all 16 accounts. Hold on, let me put up, sorry, don't mean to hide the P&L there, but yeah, could trade all 16 accounts simultaneously, and that would be really stupidly dangerous, especially when I'm not reading the market correctly. Maybe in the micros, I don't know, maybe in the micros there. Was short 75s, covered at 50. Nice work there, Jordan, way to go. Rips is hoarding all the 50Ks. Yeah, I thought they were going to sell out, and I had to get them all, right? I had to get every single last one of them there. Are the resources in Clubhouse to talk about dome trading, Bookmap, and more about all the volume stuff? We're focused right now on market structure more than anything. So there's a lot of here. If you want to see the webinars that are offered in there, you can go right here to this link. I recommend checking it out for the 7 days, right? It's more than just me. It's the community that's in there. The community is incredible. Will you make money if you join the Discord? Absolutely not. I would never make that promise. Will you become a better trader? Absolutely not. But you will be surrounded by a bunch of people who all have the same mission, and we're all trying to become better traders day in and day out. And there's a couple of different added benefits that come with that. But again, it's not for everybody. I don't want to push that on anybody. And that's why we do the 7-day trial, because if you can check it out for 7 days, you like it, great. If it's terrible and you hate it, hey, you gave up 7 days of your time. That's it. It sure looks like a head and shoulders setting up on the 1 minute. Nice. Very, very nice. Here, I'll show you a little trick here that you can actually do. Let me show you something here. Let's see. If you want to see how your other YouTubers are trading, let me show you something real quick here. Just for funsies. So this is how your other YouTubers are trading here. I'm not in a position. I'm not in a position. I'm not. Oh, look, I'm in a position. I'm in a position. Did anybody catch that? Did anybody catch that long? Did anybody catch that long? I'm the best. I'm the best in the world. Did anybody catch that long? Anybody catch that long? Come on. I told you it was a long. Did anybody catch that? Did anybody catch that? I told you. Ah, here in my garage. I told you up 2 million and we're closing it. Boom. I told you. There you go. So be careful on who you're watching. Make sure you're watching people that are transparent. That's all I'll say. Oh, goodness. It's unbelievable. It's just, I mean, I can't believe people can't figure out that trick. Like, nobody can figure out that trick. Like, how come he only shows you positions after they're on? I wonder why. And you can see him too when he's like trading and he's losing. He always just like this. And then people are like, oh, are you in a trade? No, I'm not in a trade. I'm not in a trade, I swear. And then it's like the biggest losing trade and he'll never show it. Like, unbelievable. Anyway, that's all I'm going to talk about with these trolls that are out here. But there you go. It's unbelievable. Anyway. But yeah, we are sitting down $18,000. We did trade that on combines today, but that is the life today. But, you know, oh, we're up 1.6 million. You didn't catch that. Come on. No, not that person, Mr. Bugs. You're crazy. Goodness. Yeah, I get to keep the 2 million. It's in my contract. I get to get 2 million there. Block any one of those negative, move on. Yeah, no, I mean, people were messaging me about it. Somebody's popping off on the tweets. Goodness. Was that a real trade? Well, I mean, it is if I show it to you, right? Only if I show it to you after the fact, then it's a real trade. That's how you know. Anyway. Is what it is. But yeah, we'll be waiting for the open here and potentially trading. I think we could trade on some, maybe trade on some 50Ks. Should we trade on the micros? What should we trade on? Let's see. Start a Q&A here, or a poll. Let's see here. Should we trade on the micros or on the minis? Micros, minis. There we go. Vote away, folks. Yeah, you hear order filled in the background because he has the speakers on. Oh, I wasn't in trade. I don't know what you're talking about. My thoughts, if you're going to trade micros, you might as well just trade on a practice account on minis, just saying. Well, I mean, I don't want to trade something. Just trade what you're comfy with under your risk parameters. Well, I mean, the 50Ks, I don't really trade the 50K accounts, and these all have a little small profit, about $300 in the profit each. Yeah, they need content over there. He doesn't understand anything about how the markets function, so you need content. You bring up drama, and that's all you have. It's like a little soap opera. Yeah, I'll just keep making 2 million in the practice account. There you go. Yeah, they're Top Step 50K accounts, not on Top Step X. They're just Top Step 50K accounts. Still recently funded, so trading MNQ, but on the combines normal. Let's see. Micros are winning right now. 59% versus 41%. Let me switch over to that chart. Let's see. micros, micro NASDAQ, boom. It's loading. Loading, there we go. All right, so let me see here. Which account would this be? Is it that one? Well, let's see how this goes. This will be interesting. All right. Cool. There we go. We're going to end this poll, and I want to see what you folks think about the market from here on out. Will the market go higher or lower? Let's do a poll here. Will the NQ end the day above or below, let's say 19,600 here? Above, below, no clue. All right, let's vote away here, folks. Trade above or below. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. It will actually do both. That's what I'm thinking as well. Where's Dakota? I don't know. He's probably sleeping. That's what I would think. Goats need their rest. I mean, when you're the best in the world like that, you got to get some rest. He is one of my favorite traders of all time. Rips on the NQ 4-hour chart. Would you consider the last printed candle a bearish engulfing candle, even though it's in pre-market? Yeah, I would still use pre-market since it's technically Globex. So let's see on the 4-hour chart here. Yeah. I think it's fair. I think it's fair. He was in Clubhouse having breakfast. Yeah, he very well could be there. Dakota is on Top Step TV's YouTube channel there. You folks are funny. I'm not going to say any of that. But yeah, we have the market opening here in about 22 minutes. 22 minutes until the markets are opened here. Yeah, the gold trade. He's been putting on long gold trades. I'm sorry, short gold trades when he starts to slow markets, and that's really been working out for him. So it's a great strategy. If it continues to work, I would definitely stick with it. I love it. I think it's fantastic. All right, let's just keep the discussion to here and now. We gave that low life enough attention. Let's all move on. If your IQ is above room temperature, we can all move on, right? Anybody whose IQ is below room temperature, there's a fantastic stream for you. You can go check it out. Nobody knows, but Dakota is actually the algorithm for gold. Yeah, there you go. Fantastic. He really is. Dakota. Yeah, I mean, Dakota's insane. Like every single trade that he puts on is well thought out, and he has such a good strike rate, and he's very good with his risk management. So there you go. Wait, Dakota's trading against us? Is he on fast markets right now? No way. Hold on. I got to see this. Do I provide a TradingView link that we can add to our TradingView charts? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of. Yes, I'm down $18,000 here. I'll leave this up on screen just in case there are people that are coming in here. Here you go. There you go. We lost some money. We were up nicely in these combines. They're likely going to pass today, but unfortunately we got caught on that rollover to the south side there. Like I said once before, it gives me courage to see a trader like you can lose. It means that one day I might be able to win like you. Very grateful I came across you. Thank you, Francine. Appreciate you. No, it's all good. We're going to have losing days, and I'm happy to share them with you. It's never a shock when we lose. It's part of trading. How do you change back to the June contract on TradingView? Let's show that. You just type in NQ, click this arrow next to NQ, and then just select the June contract right there. That's all you need to do there. Rips, I really do think you need to trade another instrument to get away from NQ so you don't think about how hogs, should I trade lean hogs? Yeah. Nah, I'm sticking with NQ. Are you trading XFA or live account? Nope, no XFAs today, no live account. And thankfully, I made that choice before I even traded today because, boy, I'd be upset if I lost max loss in my XFAs. That'd be too bad. Bro, you made over 20K yesterday. You still up? Yeah, I mean, it's fine though. We're gonna have losing days. I want to share the losing days as well as the winning days. It's part of trading. It's all part of trading. How do you change the NQ contract on Ninja? It shouldn't be rolled. It's just NQ space JUN24. Yeah, good choice not to lie. Again, I was feeling euphoric from yesterday's win. And, you know, I've done this so many times where you have a euphoria day and you give back your wins. I mean, that's exactly what I did today. Thankfully, Top Step has that max daily loss limit because had it not, I probably would have dug myself a little bit deeper in that hole since it continued to fade after I was still seeing it for a long. There you go. May just take a day with you and just add one of those 50Ks away from YouTube and Discord and trade with you, not us, and we'll always be here. No, I don't mind it. I mean, I enjoy trading with you folks in here more than anything. I mean, I really, there's very rare times where I actually have any time to do anything else. Either conducting one-on-ones in Clubhouse or making webinars or just doing education in Clubhouse. And that's my priority. I mean, that's what I'm doing here. And I prefer doing that over anything. And all of my live trading is usually here. And then maybe like an hour or two after I finish on YouTube, we'll continue trading in Discord. Or like yesterday, we traded for the whole FOMC there. So would you have made the same trades if you're not live on YouTube? I think so, because that newsprint, I think so. I really think so. I do think so. My wife made a good point of how it is important for us to see a badass like you lose sometimes too. It helps us not be so hard on ourselves. I want to keep the reality of trading real for you folks. You know, think about it. If I'm always hiding my entries and then I'm only showing you when the trade is a winner, and then if I don't show you any trades, I log out, I didn't take any trades today. Meanwhile, I hit all of my loss limits on all of my accounts, and I'm hiding that from you because every single time I put on a trade, it was a loser. You're going to feel bad about yourself because you say, wow, this guy only wins and I've never seen him have a losing day. That's not genuine. That's just not reality. And there's a lot of folks out there that are doing that, unfortunately. And I don't know. I just think they're spineless cowards pretty much. And the problem with that is that, you grow up without having a backbone or, strong male upbringing or whatever the case. You're picked on a lot as a kid. I don't know what it is, but you're just a spineless coward and you're just refusing to show the reality of things, and you're pulling the wool over people's eyes. You're lying to people, and I don't appreciate that. Now that I made 1.6 million, you need to see the Lambo too. Now, I mean, Lambos were a younger. It's when you're younger. That's what you get when you're younger. I'm not a Lambo person anymore. When you're younger, that's what you get. Rips, you're not supposed to reveal the truth. Nothing is more difficult than trading live accounts in front of an audience of Top Step TV audience of 6,000 people. Very challenging experience. Yes, Nick, you know that firsthand. It's definitely a challenge there. It's definitely a challenge. Did you rewatch your stream from yesterday yet where one account hit your stop loss? Yeah, I mean, I was laughing at it. I thought it was hilarious. I think it was the fact that, so I'm copying accounts and I'm using the hotkeys. So it kind of routes through two different things. I press the button on my hotkeys. It sends it sends out the order and then it sends the stop loss order, which I don't think is even a real stop loss. It's just a limit order. And so what I think happened was I pressed the button, and on the first account, it did send out the stop loss. And then on all of the follower accounts, it lagged just enough to not send out the stop loss. So I think it sent the stop loss lower. And so that's what kept me in those accounts versus the other ones there. We're going to be doing we're trading on micros here. We're not going to be trading on minis. Land Cruiser, the real beast. Yeah, there you go. Land Cruiser. You know, who's that? P-Rax. You definitely know what's up. Land Cruisers are it. Oh, man. What do you get at your age? A wheelchair? Yeah, exactly right. Get a wheelchair. No, I mean, I think that, I don't know if we have any car people in here, but there's certain cars that I think are nice out there to have. Hey, Rip, got a question. What do you think? What happened yesterday around 420 when the market shot up over 100 points? Do you think there was some sort of news or market AI manipulation? 420? No, it's Broadcom. Broadcom reported earnings, Kenneth. Yeah, Broadcom has a big weight. AVGO has a huge weight in the S&P and the NAS. So that's what it was. Yeah, good old Broadcom. Forgot to set personal daily loss limit on a new combine, lost 1,000. Couldn't help but laugh. Hey, it's okay. Perfectly fine. My wife drives our Rivian. I have a Corolla. I think it's fair. Yeah, I think it's nice to have fun cars. It's nice to have fun cars. There's a time and a place to have fun cars. Split for Broadcom. Yeah, they had tremendous earnings. Very, very strong earnings there. A 69 Dodge Daytona is a dream car. Very nice. JDM. Yeah, I have a soft spot for like a 94 twin turbo Supra Targa top. Oof. I got a soft spot for one of those. Morning, Will. And good morning, Coach. I see you typing there, Dakota. Have a 93 Integra. Wow. I remember those blasts from the past right there. 86 911. There you go. Do you think that some of the biggies expected that everyone would assume it was along, so they shorted? I mean, I think that we didn't have enough liquidity to go higher, and then everybody went to the sell side. I didn't see it that way. It's going to happen. I mean, I'm happy to show it. I'm very happy to show it. I mean, remember, if we're trading on one account and one account alone, we're down $3,000, but we're copying on 6 accounts here. So the losses are multiplied just as the wins are multiplied. Like yesterday, copied across 6 accounts. The wins are multiplied. I made just shy of $4,000 on each account, like $3,500 or something like that. But I think my total yesterday was $20,600. Sure. Oh yeah, I posted on my Twitter. So whatever it was on Twitter, let's see. Whatever it was 20,700. So that's what I made yesterday. So right now, net between the 2 days, we are at, we're still up $2,500. So hey, not all is lost. We're going to have losing days. No love for the vintage Broncos. Maybe a nice white 94 Bronco. You want an S2K so bad? Oh man, when did they stop making those? Those were, S2000s were sweet. Those were awesome. Those were a lot of fun. Nice E46. Very, very nice. How many counts can you copy on TopStep now? You can copy as many as you want on the combine level, but on the XFA level, it's 5 accounts. You can copy up to 5. And I don't know how I ended up with 6 150K combines. I think it was because I reset one, but I traded 6. I mean, I've been trading 6. I mean to trade 5, but I've been trading 6 now. So how many counts can you, yeah, I answered that question. S2000 were terrifying to be in, over 70 miles an hour. Oh, wow. Look at that Daytona. Look at that. New trade challenge, screw money. If I win, they delete all their social media and quit trading. If they win, I do the same and step down from TopStep TV. I'm willing. Yeah. Guess who's never going to take that challenge, Coach? It's pointless to even waste your time. They're just trying to farm engagement. It's pointless to completely waste your time. It's the king of backpedals over there. Oh, I'm not a trader. I like to go on my dinghy and throw my line in the water. Good morning to you, Vibe Trade Channel. Good morning. Are they easy to work on? S2000s? Yeah, I mean, I've never... What was there was like an engine swap you could do in those S2000s. JDM used to be so fun. Is there still a big JDM culture out there? Is there? VTEC. Oh man, do they still do VTEC engines? Does Honda still do VTEC? In SoCal, super big culture. Wow, can't believe it's still around. I used to, like when I was in college days, we had like, what was that? Street something magazine, Street Demon or something like that. There was a Street magazine, like all JDM stuff. But yeah. Super Street, thank you. Wow, blast from the past. Super Street, man, that was an awesome magazine. I miss magazines. I don't know, those were fun. Something actually physically holding your hands. Those were fun. Looking at pictures that weren't on a screen. Get little posters in the middle of those things. Best part about the TopStep folks and rips is the desire to build community versus tear people down onwards and upwards. Yeah, I think so too. I want to see people thriving in the trading community. No point. Like I don't have like I think that Coach Dakota is an amazing trader. I would love to be where he is on the leaderboard, but I'm not there yet because my trading does not suffice me getting there. So that just means I have something to work on, and him being there is motivational towards me. That's the way I look at it. I think that if you're a weak person, you're getting jealous of others and saying, screw that person. They're an idiot. They're doing something wrong. I hate them. Well, for me, it motivates me. It strives me to be better. You know, when I set out to be the #1 live trading channel on YouTube, I didn't really have anything to motivate me because there was nobody good out there. It was just super easy for me to come in and just take that #1 spot. I mean, I've done things that were, I think opening a jar of pickles was harder for me than doing that. But you want to be motivated by people that are better than you, right? You want to be motivated by people that are better than you. And Dakota has that role. So he motivates me. And that's why I strive to be a better trader every single day. Yo, Rips, yesterday I made 20K across 5 150K combines. Thank you for all the tips. Any tips on how not to get in my fields and lose it off to big win? Don't do what I did. Don't follow what I did there. Don't follow what I did. Don't trade with, I was trading with hungry. I don't know what I was trading with. I was trading with a very bad read in the market. Let's just say that. And an awful read in the market there. First trade of my 3x 50K XFA up 882, and I'm done. Nice work there, Brett. Let's go. All right, we are 8.5 minutes out from the market opening here. Take a day off after a big win. That's what I should have done. I was reading the market so well on the initial onset of that print, though. Rips, I think the markets are heavily manipulated by AIs. Yesterday during the Powell speech, I noticed that every time he said something positive, the market went down and vice versa. Yes, there are advanced algorithms that are trading off of what they hear in speeches. And they're competing against other advanced algorithms that are doing these things. And so it's a very competitive marketplace, and they're all trying to one up one another because the fastest that you can digest that information properly and be the first one there. I mean, there's family offices that do this stuff. There's smaller, prime brokerages that do this stuff. It's a very competitive industry, extremely competitive. But that's why I love trading the news and paying attention to this stuff, because even though we're always going to be late to the move, we can still find follow through, right? If the market isn't choppy, we can generally find follow through in a move like that. There will be a promo today. Stay tuned. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I definitely want to be watching Top Step TV today. Absolutely. You asked to go. Oh, yes, that's exactly what happened. 100%. That's funny. What's the purple line on my chart? That is the point of control. And here's my settings for VRVP. You can go back and pause the YouTube video if you'd like. There's the style for it. Bingo, bango. There it is. So that is the point of control. Now, here's the cool thing about visible range volume profile. That's a point of control for what's in my viewport. Viewport is what you currently see on stream. If I change my viewport, watch this. Watch what happens at the point of control. Boom. Moves down. That's where most of the liquidity was conducted, from down here to up here. You can see this is where most of the liquidity is. And that's where I think that we're probably going to draw liquidity to if we continue to find sellers, since we are not breaking above into the 40s again. So I like this to the short side. It's going to be very interesting to trade this on micros. Point of control is where most of the contracts were traded in the visible range. So most of the contracts were traded right here at 19,508 in betwixt here all the way to here. The most volume of contracts traded was at 19,508, the point of control. Rips was not wrong. Trade was solid, but then momentum changed mid-market trade. Trader left. Yeah, it is what it is. It's fine. I'm happy to show the losses. I mean, it's all good. If it was an XFAs, I'd probably be pretty bummed, but this is in combines. It is what it is. I still have plenty of equity in these combines, 154,000 in 3 of them, 152,000 in 2 of them, and 148,000 in 1 of them. So they're not blown by any means, but like I have plenty of drawdown room in all of these accounts. I'm not worried about them at all. I'm just a day of trade and was out of the pocket. Simple as that. Anyone know how to move visible range volume, visible range profile on mobile to the left side? I'm not sure. It's probably right here on placement, right? You can do left, you can do right. I think that's where it is. I don't personally think you had a bad read. Yeah. I think it was more to do with the hype for the result. My own opinion was a lack of liquidity to drive price higher. Pre-news pump priced it. Yeah, I think it's a good way to look at it as well there. Absolutely, 100%. When so-and-so asked what his favorite trading tool was, he said Photoshop. Yeah. I mean, it's funny that they've been doing that for like 8+ years and they still know nothing about the markets. Like literally nothing. Crazy. Is it safer to trade the move after the news? Always seems to retrace where it started, although slower. It's very dangerous to trade the news. As you can see, down $18,000 traded the news. It's very, very difficult to trade the news. And if you have a read like I had, where you're very confident in your read, you're not going to change your bias and you can get wrecked like I got wrecked. So it's going to happen. It's very difficult to trade the news. I would caution against it unless you're trading in a practice account or a combine that you don't mind losing. But I would say practice account probably best. Get your sea legs underneath you and learn how to trade it first. How do you get over the anxiety of being so close to passing a combine? You just, you have to trade a different account. So let's just say you're $800 away from passing your combine. Flip over in a different combine and just trade that. And then don't have that whole situation where if you made like $800 on your new combine, you're not taking that anger and then going to the next one. But you'll get to a point of equilibrium where you're going to say basically like, oh, I'm happy to trade on this combine now. So that's what I would do. Hey, Rips, I'm a little confused on how more jobs is bad for the market. So it was more the jobless claims. It's unemployment claims. And when that number is higher, it means less people are in work. More people are seeking unemployment claims, right? So when that number is higher, it means less people are in work. Hopefully that makes sense there. What's up, Coach? DBA in the building here. There you go. So hopefully that clears things up for you there. Dream car. Oh yeah, that's those things are crazy. Ferrari Phil, that's those Eleanors. If you want like a really boss replica of those, they start at like $300,000-$400,000. If you want a really good one, I forget who makes it. Great customs company. Buddy of mine picked one of those up. But if you get it done right, it's pretty expensive, like $400,000 or $500,000 for a good one. Oh, nice. You built a few for clients. Very cool. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, it's initial and continuing jobless claims. We get the month over month, year over year. 1968 GT 500. Very, very nice. Ribs, we've been high for the last 2 weeks. All-time highs could be the markets are taking a break. Sure, it could be anything. It really could be anything. I just thought on it. You have to understand. So when I'm taking those types of trades, I'm risking what I did per trade, but I was consecutively wrong. I think 3 trades in a row, and I was adding heavily. It's a risky add, and I do this quite often. It's a very risky add when I'm adding into a push, because if it does a snap pullback like it did, it catches me off guard and it will reduce the profits that I'm making tremendously. But I'm looking for, I'm layering into this to have maybe another 10 points of resolution. I'm not looking for a buy and hold all day, because if I am, I'm reducing my size to down like 2 or 3 contracts. When I'm scalping like that, I'm looking for micro movements in the price. And that's just my trading style that has carried me as far as I have been here. So, I mean, it works for me. And then some days like today, you're going to run into the days where it doesn't. All love, great day, Rips. I lost 40K in the past 2 weeks. Now back at high water mark, drawdown and losses. You learn the most. Amen. Yeah, we were talking a lot when I was very frustrated too after I had blown 15 grand live on Top Step TV in front of 6,000 people. If you think losing alone in your office is a bad thing, try doing it in front of 6,000 people who all want to see you lose. Well, I'd say probably like 600 of those people really want to see you lose. It's not easy, but you get used to it. I've been on Top Step TV now for almost a year. It's going to be pretty soon here. We'll be coming up on a year-long anniversary there, but yeah, here we go. Opening bell, folks. Let's see if we can carve this market up and make back any of these losses. That's not the goal here. I'm not trying to make back losses, but let's just see what happens here off the open. It's going to be a weird adjustment trading. We're trading micros here. You can see, I know you can't really see it, but trust me when I say that we're trading the micros, MNQ. The first time I think ever on stream that we're trading the micros here. And these are in 50K accounts. And you want to see somebody not knowing what they're doing? Here we go. What's the max contract size in the, is it only 5? What's the max contract size? Is the most we're going to trade is half of a mini? Wait, 20? It's 5. Okay. All right. Well, this is going to be fun. Maybe I should trade minis, but we'll see. We'll try this out here. 35 seconds here. I can't trade 50 because it's not Top Step X. That'd be interesting though if we found out all of a sudden on NinjaTrader you can trade 50. Okay, 5 on NinjaTrader. Yeah, let's see. This is gonna be interesting watching the P&L move on these things. I'm gonna try though. It's gonna be new for me, so bear with me a little bit. Hopefully the train wreck doesn't get worse. Here's the link right here. Nightbot will drop it for you. All right, here we go. Markets are open. Good luck, everybody. Have some fun today. Let's see. I want to buy this so bad. I want to buy this market so dang bad. All right, I'm in here. Let's see if we can break out over these 40s. Still like this to the long side. Get up and over 40s. Adding. See if I can add another contract if we break above 40. Then we'll find out whether or not 5's the limit here. Oh, getting caught in a roll here. Actually gonna move my stop down. Let's see if I can add down here actually. Nope, can't add. So 5 is our max. We are in max size right here and now. So let's, shoot. Clicking all the wrong buttons over here. All right. See if we can hold this. Wait, am I copying or not? It's trading in one account right now. Dang it. It's not even trading across the board. Look at this. It's trading in one account right now. What the heck is going on? It's trading in one single account. All right. I must have selected the wrong one. Why is that not copying? Is that not it? Why is it not copying? Oh, it's not copying because I'm on the end. Okay. All right. Hey, all right. I'm going to close this. I'm going to switch this instrument to the MNQ. Let's see if we can close for a little bit of a profit. Let's do this. And we'll do this. Bring that down right there. All right. Close me in a profit, then rip. Okay. We are closing the profit. Let's do this. MNQ. Okay. This should work. Now this should work. We're up $2. Let's try this again. See if this copies across all the accounts here. All right, that's copying. Oh my God, that's a lot of accounts. Oh my God. This is crazy. Okay, this is the push that I was looking for. Holding above these 40s. Let's see if we can, okay, get slammed in our face on this one. Let's get that rally. Let's just hang this to all-time highs here. Let's go through these 50s. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't trade the instrument, but hey, it worked out. Let's see if we can hold above these 40s right now. Not looking good. Slamming in our faces here. I wonder if for fees, it might just be better to trade a mini since we are just kind of going max size on this. But let's see. See what it shakes up here above these 50s. We are just having a bunch of distribution here. So, I mean, it can break either way. If we do spike down and draw liquidity, I do think that we spike right back up. Apple's still holding. I mean, it's certainly stress-free trading the micros versus the minis, that's for sure. It really wants to push above into these 50s. You can see these buyers are very, very strong here. They're still kind of perking the price up just above 35 here. You can see these bids that are feathering in. So I'm just watching the tape here. I wonder if this is a trade that we could actually leave on. I think that we could actually, if we break those 50s with a jiffy, we could probably start popping some stops and run towards the 71s again. That Globex high. See, we are still pushing here. Pushing with some strength. Can I actually change this to like points instead? So I can actually see what we're on here. Points. Look at that. Now it changes to points. That's cool. All right, let's gun for, I want to get 120 ticks on this bad dogger. That's what we're gunning for here. Apple's still holding and Amazon is kind of rolling off here. Meta and Microsoft. Google is still failing. Google's had a rough couple sessions here. Hasn't really bounced back ever since the Apple AI announcement. Still kind of chopping around here and holding. Yeah, S&Ps are drilling to the south side here. But we should get some catch-up liquidity about let's see here. We got about 12 points to the downside that we could catch liquidity with. So let's see. Micros are definitely stress-free, tell you what. Still finding some bids there. There's those strong bidders again, but just whipsawing around here. Put my stream deck on my desk, because if we get stopped out here, actually I want to move my stop right there. So if we stop out, we stop out, and then we can reassess things here. I want to see if we could be a buyer. If we stop out, I want to be a buyer at like 590. Still finding some bids down here. Yeah, they're willing to let this run. There's not any cappers that are coming in, so they're willing to let this run back up. NVIDIA's at the VWAP right now. Watching here. So again, if this stops me out, I'm looking for being a buyer at 590. Seeing if we actually get down below that. Find a tremendous amount of liquidity there. Everybody else saying that was a bad report. I don't know why. I mean, it's good. It's very good for the market. I mean, having prices go down is what the Fed is looking for here. So that's a good report for the market. And unless Jerome Powell is telling us something else, I mean, that's what they're looking for here. So again, underneath these 40s are kind of the trigger point for shorts to start to get blown out into this. I don't know if we drew enough liquidity down there. I wasn't seeing heavy bids stepping up just yet. Yeah, still some overhead supply in these 40s. Yeah, still 40s, a lot of trouble there. Oh, there's some bidders stepping in there. Interesting. We are seeing a bid stack form up, basically 20 to 35 there. Interesting. That might give us a little bit of a rally here. You're seeing some heavy capping still at the 40s, but if we blow that out, that would invite a nice little squeeze. So just watching here. And nobody's really slamming into those 40s. They're just kind of testing the water to see how heavy that capper is. Again, trying to exhaust that supply at the 40s. There we go. So somebody pushed through it. Now the question is, do we hold that push? Watching here. So this is a big breakout area. If we break above these 50s, we should start to squeeze, but it's a big if because we're not seeing congruent buyers showing up just yet. Still very thin. Oh, nice. Lean hogs only pass. Nice work there, Nick. Okay, here's our trigger into the 50s. Let's see if we can actually find this trigger above into the 50s here. Hash Ira says, looks like PW was right about the shorts. What you laughing about now? Huh? What are you talking about? What? Yes, the market's going down. What are you talking about? And why do you care? Stop. Just trade your own stuff. Sounds strange. Trade your own stuff. That's so weird. Nick Vertick, congratulations to you with the lean hogs there. Hopefully you get that Stetson. P&L is only showing the single account, not the other ones. I mean, there's no way for me to show it without closing the trade. So. Anyway, these 60s are now giving us a little bit of resistance, but I want to try to hold this on for as long as possible. Yeah, some overhead supply into their 60s there. Thing is, we still haven't, for what I can see in the tape at least, we still haven't found strong bid support. So we are kind of reliant on just squeezing out shorts now. See, we get above 60s, but I mean, we need to see this, like 70s are the trigger point for a real explosion to the top side. And that's where I want to see if we get extra cappers on top. Broadcom is pushing up, which is causing the rally. S&Ps have bounced at the VWAP. Meta and Microsoft are starting to turn back up here as well. Yeah, let's all just focus on our own trading here. be a good person and focus on your own trading. And if you're having a tough day today, it's okay. It's just one day in your trading career. Thousands and thousands of days you're going to have. So I'm looking for this to, I really want to see this entertain into the 70s. That's where I think we have shorts getting really, really scared, is into these 70s here. Okay, you're starting to see a little bit of panic, but not the trigger that I want. I want to see a big bidder show up on the tape. I think that would be very scary for shorts here. A massive, massive bidder. So, kind of shaking around here. So what is this? Technically, if I'm trading on that many accounts, it's 30, 80. So this is like trading an 8 contract trade, I guess, on one account. That's the equation, I suppose. Got rewarded for moving a stop down on this long. Hey, well, put that in your journal. Don't make it a habit. Yeah, I still think that we can have a bigger push here. I still think that this party is just getting started. We just have to find the signature on the tape where we're looking for a bigger bidder. NVIDIA is pushing up towards 130s here as well. AVGO is up. Apple's up. Meta's rallying here. So we're seeing all the right signs, but on the NQ itself, it's super thin, and I'm not seeing the signature I want to see for a rally. Yeah, I just want to let this one work here. I think over the 70s is where we get some real price action. Do you see how there's very little resistance to come up to the 60s, but the problem is we just don't have a mess of buyers yet? Nobody's really interacting with the market right now. We don't have much news until the next news that's really important is going to be at 1 p.m. today. We do have a 4 and 8 week bill auction, but I don't expect anything big to come of that. It's a 30-year bond auction at 1 p.m. today, and that's really the biggest thing that I'm going to be watching for today. That's going to give us some clues into what's going to be happening in the future here with the Fed. So I'm still waiting for some big bidders to show up. I'm not seeing strong cappers. I'm seeing a very thin, very loose market right here. Amazon, a very nice bounce there. Microsoft needs to figure out its mind here if it's going to start perking up. We're trading 440s right now. I'd love to see this trading towards 445. NVIDIA is sort of rejecting below 130s here. So we're back down in this comfortable pool of liquidity right back at these 640s where we were trading earlier. Can I explain what cappers are? I mean, it's just the nickname that I give for heavy sellers, or if people are trying to aggressively short something. They're just capping on a lot of offers and capping on a lot of contracts above. And you can see that because we'll push into that and the volume will grow, but the price will not move. And right now we're not seeing strong buyers, strong sellers, anything really. We did see some nice bid support just below the 40s there, and that's why we're kind of pushing back up. But there's, again, we're vacant of buyers right now. I'm not seeing anything that's signifying that we're in a short squeeze. This is just very low liquidity, very lowly traded liquidity right now. And I think that it's actually a little bit surprising to me after the move that we had yesterday. I just don't think that we have enough liquidity on either side. Perhaps that move to the downside off of that newsprint will give us enough, but apparently we don't have enough liquidity still to make that move above these 60s. So that's what I'm watching for here, and nothing is changing in the tape either way. I'm not seeing this strong to the long side, and I'm not seeing aggressive selling yet. So I'm just going to sit here and let this position work. You see how, it's very scattered prints right now. We're seeing like a 2 lot, a 5 lot, but mostly 1 lots are hitting the tape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I mean, these are not huge players that are jumping. I mean, they could be big players, but it's not big orders that are hitting the market right now. And I need to see some panic one way or the other to kind of have the tape make up its mind here. And we're just not seeing that either way. It's literally like we're just chopping right near the opening price right now. This opening range is basically from 20s all the way up to 60s here, a 40-point range, but no direction yet. Amazon, big recovery. Microsoft starting to tool up here. So we are seeing the signs that we could see a push. Google, huge recovery. So here we go. Now I'm a little bit more confident based on what I'm seeing in the Mag 7 here. If we have NVIDIA showing up above 130s here, So I think this could be one final push down, a draw of liquidity, maybe into the 50 here on the S&Ps. Let's see if we can find some bidders down here. Looking for strong. You can see very, very thin, no bidders yet. Still no bidders. But look at that. We run right back up on single, like we're talking 1 and 2 lot prints. We're running that much higher. We're going from 34 all the way up to 43 with single lot prints. Again, very low liquidity on either side. Nothing doing on either side. So so there's somebody putting up an offer. Okay, so that's interesting. Somebody's putting up some larger offers. There you go. Now we're starting to track the price higher. Somebody's putting up some larger offers to kind of bait and see, is there actual buy side liquidity in the market right now? And somebody just put up 3, it could be multiple players, but 3 subsequent offers were put up and we swiped them immediately. So somebody's in trouble here. Somebody wants to cover. That's what I'm seeing right now. And on the sell side, it's very, very weak. Okay, so this could be interesting here. This might be the approach to 60 that we're looking for. I'm watching here. Let's see if we have an exchange up at 50s because there's some players that are stacking up these 50s. Let's see if we actually exchange this liquidity here. And 45, a little bit of resistance. I really want to see this exchange at 50. That's going to give me the clues I need right here. Okay, here's the exchange at 50. Nobody's there. See that? Nobody's there at 50. Interesting. So I think that will give confidence to buyers here to test these 60s now. Watching here. I'm almost forgetting that I even have a position on. This is great. Just get to watch the tape with micros on. This is fantastic. Okay, bidders again at 40 now. Let's see. NVIDIA, very slight roll into mid to low 129s here. Very slightly rolling. Microsoft finding a lot of strength. So, I mean, if the Mag 7 isn't congruent to push this up, I'd be shocked here. S&Ps are dragging us. So I'd like to see a nice little divergence here. Testing 50s once more. There is an offer there. Let's see if we swipe. Watching. Nobody's there. Interesting. So, I mean, if we're seeking for liquidity to go short, nobody's providing it. So nobody's wanting to short the market from 50s. And we were kind of testing to see from the buy side whether or not there's any resistance there. We see there's no resistance, and then we just kind of pull back. So this kind of drives me to believe that we still are in these are maybe 5 to 10 algorithms that are just kind of trading back and forth with one another, chopping apart retail here. I still like this to the long side. I still do. Especially with the congruency we're seeing over in the Mag 7. And the longer that we coil here, the more shorts that we do build up and the more fuel that we will get to the north side here. So large players from 51 all the way up to 54 here. Now I'm curious about how fast we swipe at these, if at all. And if we see those players removing themselves from the 51 to 54 range and just slamming it into the bid, that gives us another piece of information. But again, we're not seeing that yet. We're still seeing low contraction, low volume being transacted here. 55 test. There's a seller. So 55s came and touched, and then somebody just did a market sell there. That was about 320 contracts market sold there. But we absorbed it. Big bidders absorbing that. That's strong for the market. Testing 55 again. Does Top Step have some rules in the real account? No. It's the only rule is don't hit your maximum daily loss limit. Your daily loss limit is the only rule. You can trade news, you can scalp, you can do whatever you want. Dollar cost average. Just don't hit your daily loss limit. That's it. I still like this to the long side here, folks. Okay, 55 test. Look at that. So now there's somebody who revealed themselves. Icebergs at 54.5. More cappers. So here comes the cappers into these 60s now. We have a 126 lot at 60. We're just about there. Now we are seeing stronger buying on the tape. This could be a little bit of panic coming. It's starting to subside a little bit. So that was probably, somebody was probably closing a little bit of their short there, a minor part of the position. Iceberg straight ahead. Yeah. I mean, we blew through that iceberg and then we had some very strong cappers coming in above 54 there. So there we go. More resistance, more cappers to the top side. We need strong buyers though. We need these players to go bid to cover. If we blow through 60 and we start tapping 70s, this will all create fuel to the north side here and we should blow out and see all-time highs. So watching here at 60 now. Showing some strength. More cappers. Here's the test of 60. And we're running out of juice again. Okay, here's your test at 60. 120 contracts. Nobody wants to be the first one in the pool there. So not quite swiping that liquidity yet. So nobody's panicking yet. Because if you think about it, if you're underwater in a short, say you're 100 contracts short, you'd want to take that because you know that's known liquidity. You can guarantee yourself that you can fill 120 contracts, most likely. So you could fire 120, maybe 2 quarters, 4 ticks above ask there. My exit is going to be towards all-time high. That's what I'm looking for. I want to see what happens at 70s first to sort of guide my trade. I want to see big bids coming in here above 40. That's going to tell me a lot. We're not seeing aggressive sellers. Pull back in Meta. Microsoft still very, very strong here. S&Ps are kind of what's weighing us back here. It's not the Magnificent Seven. Nvidia's pulling back a little bit now, trading 128s and change. But still, again, I'm not seeing anything that's making me fearful in a long here. Still yet. We had one aggressive seller that was all absorbed, and that exchange was right around this level. So if that was negated, we'd see a flush basically through 35 here. So wanting to see some big bidders stepping in right here at 43. This is kind of where the VWAP is. So let's see if we actually sell through 35, then I start to say that this would be negated, but we should find support right around here at 35. So there's a little bit of your support into 35s, but can we sustain that support is the question. Okay, so there's your flush below 35. Those are the defenders that we saw earlier that kind of picked up the slack there, basically up at 53 to 58. Now let's see if we, if they're out of their position, then that makes the resistance to the top side much weaker. All right, let's see. Yeah, because if we can actually absorb all of this selling, then that becomes completely strong now. And that kind of exhausts most of this selling, but it really is judging on this 35 liquidity here. You see how little resistance we have to the top side? Nobody's willing to reshort this and repop into this. So that makes me think that if we don't have strong sellers here right around 35, then we are kind of exhausted. But let's see. Here's that 35 test again. Some decent bidders stepping in. About 70 contracts here at 35s now. Nobody's taking it. Rapidly, at least. Yeah, looks a little weak now. Nobody's taking that liquidity very rapidly at 35. So what's curious about that? I'm seeing if they're going to take this here now. There, somebody took it, but let's see if we can hold above it. I'm curious about this now. So if we don't hold above 35, I mean, that's clearly somebody was shorting at 35s there. So if we don't actually push above that, then I could say that sellers are probably looking to take this down where we were talking about earlier, which is 590s. But now the linchpin is 35 here. That's the area of liquidity I want to be watching. Because you would think that if they're defending their short from 35 here, they're going to put on more liquidity above this, above 35, and start really hammering it home 35 all the way up to 39, which is where the point of control is. It's definitely easier to read when you have fewer institutional players right now. So nobody's defending that. Interesting. Nobody's defending 40s. And how big was that size there? It was, they showed 70, but they actually traded 120. So Let's see, we have a pocket of liquidity here, 43 to 45. Starting to see a little bit of heaviness there on the offer. Seeing a little bit of panic, some short covering here. There you go, some short covering through that liquidity at 45. But look at that, wow, how thin is that to the downside there on those bids? Look at that. We're talking about literally printing a 2-point gap on a one lot. On a one lot, believe it or not. Boeing having more issues. I feel like they're the darling of bad headlines right now. Having some fastener issues. Who wants to fly some Boeing today? Who's in for that? I love it. Ribs, what bookmap data subscription are you using? I'm using Rhythmic over here on my end. I like the Rhythmic connection. You can use the bookmap data connection. You can use DX feed is also really, really good. There's that 35s again. I'm just still going to hold this. I'm still going to hold this at least if it comes down to my stop, then I'm looking for a re-entry at the 590 level. Because right now we're just kind of, you know, it's weaker because the S&Ps, Mag 7's looking super strong, but the S&Ps are rolling. So the S&Ps are giving us a little bit of pressure. Now, here's the thing. When you have something like this where the NQ is struggling to hold up, but the S&Ps are giving you a little bit of pressure to the downside, the moment that that pressure is released and we start to see a reversal in the S&P, that will carry over and create a very strong upside push in NQ here. And that's what we'd be looking for. If we do break below, however, the trigger point below is 54.16 in the S&Ps. If we do break below that, then we'd be looking to the short side here. And that would probably be bringing NQ down below, I'd say 546 or so. That's kind of what I'm reading there. Ribs is like listening to the market on the radio. You're doing a great job. You can easily be a commentator on the radio. Thank you, George. Appreciate you. I mean, this is a stress-free position here that we're trading in basically half of a mini. And I'm just giving you my thought stream as I'm reading the price action here. See that? Right below 30s there, we have some bigger bid support, but still nothing on the buy side. Nothing showing us that we're having strong buyers on the tape, where what we saw on that pickup from the last 35 pull, we're just not seeing that come back in again. S&P's dumping heavily here. Big bid support again. Kind of what we saw here off that news print. Big bid support comes in, but then no follow through to the top side. So let's see. Yeah, some offers are stacking in now. They are running it a little bit vacant to the top side as well. So I think that we could be in for a little bit of trouble, maybe down to 590 or so. Nice little bounce here. Heavier cap rates coming into the 20s. Yeah, we're starting to break low on S&Ps now here too. So if S&Ps can bounce, let's say 5430s, if they can actually bounce this and then start to reverse, I think the NQ will rocket. Apple's pulling back a little bit too. Apple, by the way, did retake #1 market cap share of NQ and S&P again yesterday after their huge rally. When do I flip bias? Below 590s in the NQ. And I want to judge it based on what we're seeing on the tape down there. So if we don't get auctioning back up into that 35 and 40 area here and now, then I'm probably going to think about trimming. Okay, so there's a little bit of covering going into those 30s, but heavy, heavy, heavy offers on 30s. Rips, why are you still on YouTube? Where would you like me to be, JStores? Yeah, I think this is a nice buy down here. We're just going to leave our position on. Ribs, I just subscribed to NASDAQ Total View so I can follow along with your stream. What time frame do you watch the Mag 7 on? 15 minutes usually, or hourly? 15 minute or hourly. And we really need to be interacting with those 35s through 40s here and now. And that would be caused by a big bounce in the S&P here if we actually are bouncing off of this. Right now we aren't flushing 54.30s, but that's kind of, we're at the area where it can easily just snap right through that. So we don't get this here and now. Very aggressive shorters still coming in above 30s here. You see on these pushes up, watch this. See on those pushes up how heavy they're getting? That's what I'm talking about when somebody said, hey, what are cappers? Those are cappers into that push, heavy, heavy capping. Big bounce there in the S&Ps from 31 to 33. So let's see if we can carry this bounce, start to squeeze here. Who called out as a great buy? Trader Mike, nice call there. Really nice call. Even if only for a scalp. Yeah, there you go. Hey, we're following the same thing there. Code is pork for only 50K accounts. Wait, are you serious? Is there really a code for pork? Is there really? I gotta see this. We're gonna leave our trade running here, so let's see. Code pork. I gotta see this. That's hilarious. Nice. We are running back up here, which is great. So much easier to just leave a trade on and not get whipped around, right? Let's see. Code pork. Let's see. You might have got me on this one if this is a troll here. Code pork. Nope. Oh, not for this platform. Let me try on TopStep. Let's see. Code pork. No way. Code pork is for $29. Look at that. That's so awesome. So code pork. Right here. Let me show this to you. Look at this. If you use code pork right here, code pork, it gives you 29 bucks for a 50K combine on TopStep X. And folks, again, I say this, we are still live here on YouTube. If you want to be supportive of the stream, if you think that you're enjoying these streams and you think that I'm doing a good job streaming here, being transparent, showing that we're down $18,000, if you enjoy it, please do me a favor. I really do appreciate it. You can help me out by just clicking that link. Page will load. It'll say at the bottom, allow cookies. You click that button and that's it. Really do appreciate that. Hopefully it's an enjoyable stream. I know that we started off a little bit slow, but hey, at least we got something on now and it's kind of working. But can you please press MP for 150K discount codes? I think that when they get to 100K subscribers, maybe something, or maybe a code for 100K accounts. I have no idea. They don't tell me about any of this stuff, obviously. I don't work for TopStep. I'm just an ambassador. So yeah, could be something that comes. You never know. Yeah, we are just kind of chopping around our entry here. Thanks, Trades for Fun. Appreciate you. Locked in that pork discount code. Love that. There you go. Obviously, you keep your trades on longer with micros. It's very easy to do. Yeah, because we're trading tremendously small here, even though it's 50K accounts. Yeah, S&P's coming back down. Not what I want to see. This market's a choppy mess. We're going back to Monday and Tuesday's trade, which is insane. If I was in control of the markets, I would be looking at the data and I'd be saying this should be rallying like crazy. That's what I'd say. Now the question becomes, did we trap enough shorts down there where we can start to squeeze through the 70s? Because remember, everything that we had about 20 minutes ago is still intact here and now. We need to see this pushing in through that 70 level and getting shorts panicking. But the problem is that we still don't see buyers. The only buyers that I really saw of recent trade was right here. This buying, and you can see it was heavily sold into. So we have people that are short into this move, and then buyers are getting exhausted right around here. This is just an exhaustion of buyers, which is not great. So, not great. Not great for our position. Oh, 35s, look at that, better again. How many times, wouldn't it be something, if we actually do rally above this, this would be, how many times do they need to trap shorts to get this enough liquidity to get up and over this? This is insane. Do you see how little liquidity they're doing on the offer on these pulls? We're moving the market literally 8 points on literal one lot prints here. That sucks. I got killed on Monday and Tuesday in the shop. I think I did too. Or did I? I don't know. I feel like I did okay Monday, Tuesday. I only traded on combines. I don't remember if it was on XFAs, but I've only been trading combines. I think this week has been decent. I'll go back and watch my streams, but I think this week has been pretty decent. I mean, it must have been because my balances on my 150Ks were good. So yeah, it must have been. Yesterday was really, really good. Yesterday was 20,700. Today, not so great. Giving some of that back. 18,000 in the red today. Here, show this while we're still in this trade here. Look at that. 18,000 in the red today on combines. What's the coupon for? 50K Top Step X combines. 29 bucks. I'd really like to see this trade resolve to the north side here so we can continue streaming together. Let's see. If we have enough likes, I'll keep on going here. Go ahead and smash that lucky like button. If we have 1,100 likes, I'll keep going here. We are at 828. If you folks can smash that like button, we'll keep going here. Otherwise, I'm going to boogie on over to Discord. I would have loved to have this skitter onto the top side, but let's see. Just kind of chopping and chopping around here. NQ and ES going opposite directions as a wait and see day. Yeah, the moment that ES starts to catch a bid, big if, the moment that ES, if it catches a bid, is when we see the NQ just going crazy here. Because the Magnificent Seven is supporting that we will see a rally today. That print should support that we see a rally. And the fact that we had so many people short into that move should support us having a rally. But just because all of those things are pointing us into the right direction doesn't mean it's going to happen. I'm from the camp that the market likes to do what most of the herd is not doing. So if everybody is piled in long here, then the market's likely going to go short. That's usually how it happens. What's the activation fee once you pass? It's 149 one single time. No matter whether you're on a 50K, a 100K, or a 150K. So 149. But the good news is on your first payout, you get a refund of whatever you paid for that month of your combine, the last month of whatever you paid. So my combines that I buy are 149. If ever I take a payout and it's a brand new combine that I pass in XFA, I take a payout, I get 149 refunded, which is a cool little bonus. And it works on every single new account. It's not just one account one single time. So if you're copy trading on 5 accounts, you get a refund for all 5. It's very cool. Every single time we start to break out, the buyers just exhaust. So I'm still not very strong on this. We are seeing a little bit of bounce from the S&Ps, but nothing promising yet. Apple's kind of waffling in the middle here. Tesla's pushing up. Tesla's trading 190s, folks, if you can believe it. It's crazy how much it pushed up. Yeah, pushing up above these 40s here. I think there was also some legal news with Tesla. Some positive legal news for them. Boy, this market is just so dang thin right now on either side. Can't make up its mind. Distributing a lot in this chunk right here. Basically 27 up to 42. Big old chunky area of the market. We just cannot break above this volume shelf for the time being. It's just been very chunky up here. Ribs, you're not going to crack a cold one? I mean, I already did. This thing's empty right here. I'm good on Celsius. I'm chilling right now. I'm relaxed. I'm just super ultra mega big chilling here. Switch to NQ? No way. Now I'm happy to be trading MNQ right now. Musk is confident he's getting his bonus. Yeah, that's right. Really hoping we're going to have some direction today. Yeah, I mean, it's a great time to be trading on the micros, I tell you. Heck of a lot better than being chopped up in the minis. Able to keep my trade on for longer here. If we get that resolution into those 70s, I'm telling you, we would really start to rip up. So what do we need to see out of the S&Ps? The trigger point in the S&Ps would likely be an explosion above 37s. Is it going to happen? Who knows? Market's just dead right now. Here's the S&Ps. S&Ps has some strong bid support at 29.5. 37 is the trigger point I'm looking for. We are stacked at 300 contracts at 37 there. I'm going to actually watch the S&Ps. They'll probably give us much more information here. Maybe I'll trade the S&Ps tomorrow on my 150Ks. That could be fun. Port code is for TopStep X accounts and 50K only, Nick for a tick. Okay, I've had enough of this for today. Daily loss limit on 150K combine, down 500 on one of my 50K, so it's just not my day. Good luck, team. Thanks, Rip. See you tomorrow. Thank you, G-Dub. Better days tomorrow. Good luck to you. Hopefully better days tomorrow. Hopefully for all of us. When should we call it? I mean, I don't know. I'm still sitting here just waiting for either we resolve in our favor here or we get stopped out. One or the other. I'm going to check in on the likes. We'll do 5 more minutes here to get up to 1,100 likes. We're at 888 right now. Lucky number. 888. Put 10 contracts on, bro. Make 50K. Oh, you got it. Here it comes. No problem. That's funny. Can you long 10 NQ, MNQ, and short N1NQ at the same time on top of? I don't think so, no. No, I don't think they'd allow that. Oh, wow, we are coming down tremendously hard here. I look away for a half second, and here comes the market tearing itself down. Holy smokes. Apple, big fade. Microsoft, a little bit of a slowdown here. Yeah, this thing can't make up its mind. Rips just posted a break to below 09. Good luck to you there, buddy. First day on my new hotkey setup. Okay, I see what you're saying. Took a bit to get settled, but to make a trade without even looking for the mouse cursor, game changing. I agree, 100%. And we're stopped out there. So taking a loss there on that. So we're going to lock it up here, folks. Locking it up for the day. Stopped out, and we're going to put up the total now. We are red on every single account we traded. We are down $23,124. Here's the damage rate here in these 50K accounts. Trading 5 micros. Not our day today, but that's okay. We'll be back to trade and live another day. These balances are at what now? They're just shy. So they're basically back to even. So about 50K on each account there. So back to even on those bad doggers. But hey, we'll be back tomorrow to trade Friday together. Hopefully better days tomorrow. Make sure you tune in, and I'll see you folks here bright and early in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning here on YouTube. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you bright and early tomorrow.